Hey girl, my name is Tiffany Deanna, and I'm here to tell you the number one reason you're not over him. You ready? The number one reason you are not over him is fear of the unknown. That's not what you thought I was going to say, did you? You thought I was going to say something else. You thought I was going to say it's because of him, because he been harassing you, he stay on your line, he stay blowing you up. All of those things are inconsequential when it comes to leaving a relationship that's not good for you behind. The reason why you're not over him is fear of the unknown. You're scared of letting go. And let me tell you how I know, because I have been there. I was you and you was me. Afraid to let go, afraid of what the future could look like, afraid because you've been stuck in this pattern of loving and hurting and loving for so long that you're kind of unsure if it could be better, and you're comfortable in what things have been for a long time. The reason why you left the relationship, the reason why the relationship is over is so important. So what you have to do is make a list. Write down all the things that you wanted. Think about when you were a little girl and you thought about getting married and you thought about being a princess and you thought about that wedding dress. What did you want your relationship to look like way back then? Because it's important. Put all of those things on one side of a list. Now, write down what that relationship was actually like, the one that you left, that you're still holding on to deep down in the recesses of your heart. Now, after you've made both lists, compare the two and see if there's anything about them that are the same. If they are, you probably wouldn't be here watching this video right now. But if one is loving and caring and generous, and there might be some arguments, but for the most part it's good and healthy, and the other one is fighting and toxic and cheating and talking about each other and going through each other's phones because you don't trust each other, then that's probably not the relationship that you should be in. But it still hurts when you're forced with a decision to let something go that you've held on to for a really long time, and it's become part of your actual identity. I do not discount the hurt. It hurts so bad when you have to let go. It hurts really bad when you have to let go and walk away from someone that you love, but you're doing it because you know it's for the best. The number one reason it's hard to walk away and it's hard to let go is because of fear of the future. What if I don't find somebody who wants me, who loves me, who fought with me like he did? And here's the interesting thing about letting go. Until you do it, there's no room for anybody else. Let's say you're driving down the street and you're in the driver's seat and you have somebody else in the passenger seat. You can pull up next to somebody all day long, but nobody else can get in the passenger seat because somebody is already there. And that's how your heart looks right now. Somebody has been occupying your heart for a really long time that should not be there. It's not healthy for them to be there, but you got comfortable with the situation and you've kept them there, and they got comfortable with the situation and they stayed. And until you let go, stop being afraid, and completely let it go, no one else can come in and love you and show you what good is supposed to be. Because you've been holding on to bad for so long, because bad feels comfortable. It feels right. And when something feels comfortable, we mistake it for being good. And it's not. So let me tell y'all a story. So I am an author. I have a series. I am the author of the book, Restore a Lost Girl's Journey to Hope. I was kidnapped when I was 10 years old. I was ultimately trafficked. And Restore is the story of me being taken and the journey to being found again. Now, here's the thing about my story that's crazy. I was trafficked by somebody that I knew and somebody that I loved. And that's a horrible thing to have done to you, a horrible situation to be in. Now, when it was time for me to be free of that situation, my ex-trafficker actually went to prison. He went to prison on related charges. But guess what? Even though he did horrible things to me, he was still in my passenger seat, emotionally and mentally. All I could hear when I would go to bed at night was his voice, and when I would wake up in the morning was his voice. And I yearned for him and craved for him because I loved him and cared about him, even though he could care less about me. And so when it was time for me to move on, it was so hard to let go because I was used to being hurt. I was used to the pain of the relationship. I was used to the way that he talked to me crazy and treated me crazy. And so when other people would come and try to talk to me and kick it with me, months later, even a couple of years later, it felt foreign for somebody to treat me right and treat me well, because he still has a passenger seat in my heart. And it wasn't until I went to counseling, I mean, like for real counseling, did group sessions and met with pastors and did everything that I could possibly do to get rid of the taste of that situation from my emotional palate, that I was able to let go. But I was afraid because I had been with him for so long. I was used to him. He was my comfort zone. I knew in my mind that he was a horrible person, but I also felt in my heart that he was the one for me. That makes no sense whatsoever. No sense. So sometimes you have to walk out on faith of knowing what your mind is telling you to do and tell your heart to be quiet and shut up, because come on, let's go. We out this thing, right? You can do it. You can do it. The number one reason that you're not over him is you. So what's some practical things that you can do? You can block him. If you guys are already broken up, you can block him. You can delete him off your social media. Make it so he can't contact you and you can't contact him. You can stop stalking his social media pages. You can stop accepting phone calls from his family. You can stop checking up on him. You can stop trying to see who he's dating or who he went out with. If I'm trying to heal from something or get over from something, don't tell me about that person, because it's like pulling a scab off of a wound that's trying to heal. That's not going to help you to heal and get over it. If you know their business and their information, it's horrible. It hurts. And it makes you have to start the process all over again. When you're trying to heal, you need to heal quietly and in peace. You don't need to know what they're doing or what's going on with them. And you have to tell people to respect that. So we are going to be better in 2025. We are going to heal. We are going to overcome. We're going to go through things in the correct way, in a way that doesn't cause us more harm than good. My name is Tiffany Dion. Go ahead and click all of the links. Like I said, I was kidnapped when I was 10 years old. I was ultimately sex trafficked as a young adult. Restore is the story of me being taken and the journey to being found again. You can find all my books on Amazon, and go ahead and join the wait list for the Restore You membership program, because we're going to build community and we're going to heal in a group setting. So you don't want to miss out on that. I love you guys so much. Stay tuned. Go ahead and watch the next video so you can see how to heal and get over it and restore. Love you. Have a great day. Mwah.